YouTube world? I am your brother Reza, and we are back wrenching in the parking deck. And oh my God, what an amazing day to be wrenching in the parking deck. Yeah, right. Today sucks. It's not a good day to be wrenching in the parking deck, but I have to because I have a little issue with the secondary air intake pump on my fabulous. What year is this one again? 2001 Porsche 996. So I try not to wrench during the winter, but this little noise that this secondary intake pump is making is so annoying that I gotta wrench in the winter time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my car around so that the lighting is gonna be better, and then you're also gonna hear it make this noise. So let me jump in it real quick. Do it the most. Maybe I can show you a little bit. Some days it's so bad it just goes but this right here, this is the secondary intake pump, and most of the times when I crank it up, this thing screams so loud, but obviously it won't do it today because I'm sitting here recording right for YouTube. But it's screaming so loud, I'm gonna take it apart, I'm gonna service it and put it back together, and hopefully this shouldn't take very long. Every gearheads, what do they call it, famous last words, oh, this will only take a minute, and then it's taking the rest of the day. So I'm gonna take this apart without further ado, and yeah, fix it. Okay, so first thing I have to do, and I'm embarrassed that I have to do this, is I'm applying a vice grip to my hood stay up prop because I need a new hood stay up prop, and this is a really simple fix, and it's probably going to be the next thing that I do on this 996 because yeah, that's a really quick video. So I'll show y'all how to change these next week. But anyway, this week we are on the secondary air intake pump, and it's pretty easy to take this thing off from what I've read, but I've never actually taken it off, so y'all keep your fingers crossed for me out there. There's an electrical connection that needs to be disconnected, which is right here. And then there are these little screws, these little 10mm screws right here. Let's see. Okay, and then there's one screw right there. So, total of 3 screws. One screw right here, one screw right. Okay, can you see it now? No. There's one screw right here. Well, there was one screw right there, but it disappeared. There's a screw right here, and then there's a screw right there. And then there is an electrical connection, and then there's an actual hose that the air goes out into when it goes towards your intake. So let me take this final screw off and the electrical connection, and then we can go upstairs and I can show y'all what I am going to do to service this piece. That hose is off. And just like that, ladies and gents, that is the air pump. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this thing upstairs. We're going to use the power of Google to figure out how to take this thing apart a little bit further, and then we're going to clean it and service it and replace it back on the engine. We'll be right back. I just finished taking this apart, putting it back together and cleaning it and oiling it and all that kind of stuff. Took me a little bit longer than 30 minutes to do this, but I had to like kind of improvise because I didn't have some of the correct tools to do this, and yeah. So basically all I needed to do this was this trusty 10mm connected to my 3/8 drive on my ratchet. I used this 13mm open-end crescent wrench with the ratcheting end on the other side to actually take there's a screw right under here. Once you pull off this is your actual filter right here. Once you pull this filter off, there's going to be a screw, and you're going to need to take that screw loose, and you're going to need a flathead screwdriver, and you're going to need a open end or a closed end crescent wrench. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to hold it like that. Whoa. You're going to hold it like like that, and then turn it. Hopefully this thing didn't break or anything. I think it fell on the metal part. Yeah, it fell on this part, so yeah, it's cool. But yeah, you basically hold it with one and you turn it with the other one, and then that loosens up that screw. And once you loosen up that screw, yeah, you pretty much pull all the fan blades out, and then you're going to take, you can do, well, I mean, you can do it with your hand if you're strong enough, or you can take a little vise or something to actually pull the motor out of this plastic case. You're going to need to connect something to the actual shaft of the motor and then pull it apart if you're strong enough, or like use something to give you some leverage to pull it apart. And once you do that, you can just take it apart, grease the bearings. I use this white lithium grease, and put it back together. And it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I think the only thing I just forgot to tell y'all was about these little press-in clips right here that connect to this plastic piece on the back side of the actual motor. But I mean, that's pretty easy to figure out how to get loose. So yeah, once you do that, you just reassemble it. Now we're about to do the fun part. We're about to go downstairs and I'm about to reinstall it and make sure it doesn't make any noise. So now you can join us in the parking deck. And just like that, we're back in the parking deck and I can finish this. I just finished refurbing my secondary intake air pump for my Porsche 996. Now I'm about to reinstall it and test it. But before I do that, I came up with a really good song upstairs, and it's called The Wrenching Man. And it goes a little something like this. I'm gonna demonstrate it for you real quick. It goes like, he can run on the beach with a wrench in his hand, cause he's a wrenching man. What y'all think? Yes? No? Maybe? Let me know. Anyway, back to the project. So I'm about to put my secondary air pump back into my car. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting the pump back in, and I'm trying to line everything up and get all these wires back in the bracket, make sure everything goes back to its home. So I think first, this thing feels like it's connected. All right, so first I'm reattach my hose right there, and then I'm going to attach my electrical, I guess. Let me see. I had to take my glove off to get under there because it's kind of tight. Alright, so my hose is now reconnected and my electrical connection is not connected. I'm gonna wait before I close that bracket. I'm gonna put my screws in and yeah, put my screws in, close that bracket, and then I'm gonna crank the car up and see what it do. And hopefully it does right. You know, since I started doing this YouTube channel, I have a newfound respect for people that wrench and document this stuff. Because, I mean, just trying to hurry up and do a job and get it over with so you can get back to whatever else you were doing in your life, it's hard enough. But when you're actually trying to document this stuff and record it and be like halfway entertaining all at the same time, when something goes wrong, it's not that easy. And I have a lot of respect for people like Tavares when he was building that Lambo. Man, all the issues and problems that he was having and all the haters, and he still, you know, marched on and finished the project. It can be a lot. Okay, double check this. Make sure that's nice and tight with it. Don't want anything to vibrate loose. Alright, the hose is connected, electrical connection is connected. Now I'm going to close this clamp that is the home to all these wires. Alright, clamp is closed, bolts are back in, hose is connected. Now I'm going to crank this bad boy back up, and hopefully it's nice and quiet and doesn't make any crazy sounds when the secondary fan is running. So, here we go. Sounds super quiet! And it is running right now. I think that's a win! I think we did it! High five everybody out there! Woo! Yeah! See? That makes it all worth it. When you fix this stuff. And I went and bought this It's like a $600 to $1,000 part, depending where you get it from.
No.
All right, I think it's good. So, look. That's why I need to get the what you call it, the hood strut. But anyway, that's done, that's fixed. Now, hopefully it won't scream anymore, make that crazy sound. Let's walk away from the vehicle so y'all can actually hear me better. Or I can turn the vehicle off. I'm just gonna let it run. Anyway, let's walk this way. So, that's it for that. Hopefully it doesn't scream anymore. Let's walk some more. All right. So that's it for that. The Porsche 996 secondary air intake pump is back in. Everything seems to be running fine and great and dandy. And hopefully it won't be screaming anymore. I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? Excuse me. I was gonna say that part is like $600 to $1,000 if you go and buy it from a dealer or you go buy it online. But I just took mine apart and cleaned it and refreshed the bearings and put it back together, and it's been fine. And so far, so good. Everyone that I saw, all of the comments that I read on the online forums like Ren's List, etc., everybody said they just were able to grease the bearings and put the thing back together, and it worked fine. So there you go. I just saved myself $600 to $1,000, and you can too. I am your brother Reza. This is KRT Life, KRT Life with the Y. You can like, subscribe, comment. I hope this helps somebody out there because it helped me. And yeah, check out our next video. It will be on Monday and then Wednesday and then back on Friday. We're back wrenching in the parking deck. Here comes the car. See y'all later. Bye.